It's great to meet you, man. You tell me when you're ready.
Yes, sir.
You ready?
So, you just gonna ask questions?
Yeah, I just want to ask you questions, man. Can you tell me a little bit about your growing up years? Like, what was you like at home? Did you have a mom and dad at home? What was that like?
Yeah. So, well, my background story, man. To be honest, is like I really had a chance to, you know what I'm saying, play basketball. I was very active in sports, but I was still kind of rebellious a little bit. I had a mom, I had a dad, but he wasn't present in the home.
Right.
But he would always come through, like on the weekends, holidays, and stuff like that. So
Right.
he was present, just not at the house. So I didn't get my first trouble until I was probably like 18. And after I got in my first trouble, it was a burglary too, like car hopping or something like that. So
Yeah, car hopping. What is that? Just breaking the cars?
too,
Okay.
yeah. So
I did some of the same stuff.
Yeah, so I didn't think I had a chance to explore my dreams. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of just put me in this dark stage. You know what I'm saying? I was going through all this being rebellious and stuff like that, and just continuing my acts and furthering my acts, you know what I'm saying, into crime, you know what I'm saying, and I wasn't just hurting nobody, I was just like stealing,
just hustling,
you know what I'm saying, just crazy, but I would never hurt nobody, but you know what I'm saying,
sure.
But probably 5 years later down the line, after I went to jail, I got 5 years probation, I got sentenced to RID. I never went to RID. They made me do out of custody RID.
Oh, now what's RID again?
It's a little Bill Johnson program.
Okay.
You just do 6 months there. They kind of like make you do like, it's kind of like military style.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But I didn't get to attend. I had to do out of custody RID, so we did like carpentry and stuff like that. But then I had got a 5-year probation, and once I did my 5-year probation, I didn't complete it because I had caught an aggravated eluding in 2019.
Yep.
But in 2020, I had my daughter, and I was, you know what I'm saying, once I had my daughter, it kind of just clicked to me like, I want to be here for my daughter, you know what I'm saying, it's my daughter. So I think if I had a son, it probably would have been a little different. I think just because my daughter, God like really set me down and like really woke me up, so, and I made that choice to actually go to court and be like, okay, let's solve this, like what I gotta do, stuff like that. And I went and completed my 5-year program. Yep. It was a five nonviolence, but I had to do 18 months. But I got caught with phones in there and stuff like that, so it backed my time up to 2 years. So that's why I did 2 years, but I was supposed to do 18 months. But I did every bit of 2 years, so, and I got out.
One thing that I learned about talking to extremely lost people, everybody's lost, but there's some people that you're going to run into, that you're going to share the gospel with, that comes from very extreme broken backgrounds. And you have to be able to hold your composure, especially when they curse or they come from extremely broken backgrounds that you can't necessarily identify with. And part of the same principles is starting a conversation by finding common ground. A is ask questions, I is initiate the switch, N is nail with the law, and T is turn to the cross. The S is start a conversation. I started a conversation with this young man when we were playing basketball, and I just asked him if I could pay him to hear his story about him being incarcerated. And so people want to share their stories. And so sometimes we think that people don't want to talk about spiritual things, but most of everybody I engage, they want to talk about spiritual things because they want to be known. Everybody wants to be known. If we, are concerned about lost people, if we're concerned about loving on people, one of the best ways you can love on people is hear their story and hear where they come from. And so A is ask questions. And when I begin to ask questions to this young man, you can tell that even though he came from an extremely broken criminal background, you'll see later on that I was able to interject the gospel, but just listening and being interested in his story breaks down those walls. Again, I said it before in other videos, people don't care what you know, so they know that you care. Where there's no dialogue, there's no relationship. The Bible says that Jesus looked upon the multitude and he felt compassion because he knew that they were a sheep without a shepherd. So I pray for Bob. I pray for a burden. I pray for an opportunity, and I pray for boldness. And if you really, really listen to people, they will feel loved, they will feel cared for, and they will open up their hearts, not only to you, but they will open up their hearts to Jesus. This is what we do when we do evangelism.
Discharge, and I was out for a couple weeks, and I was just visiting with family, just just having a good time. And then I was like, man, now I got to go get a job. And then I started working.
Now, what prison did you go to?
First, whenever they took me in, they took me to A&R.
Okay.
You got to go to A&R, get processed through. They cut your hair. You like
really?
a Muslim. Yeah, they cut you all down. Yeah. Nothing stays on, it's just your eyebrows. So yeah, they cut everything. Head to the skin, to the scalp. But yeah, so that's the process, and then they send you to wherever you're supposed to go.